Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Spiritual and Rich. I'm your host, Rebecca Wilson, an intuitive success coach and manifesting expert. Let's get straight into today's episode. It is all about commitment. This one word changed everything for me because when I started manifesting, I would write, I wish for this or I want to have that. And I'm not saying that it won't work, but when I changed this one word to I commit to being rich, I commit to manifesting a million, I commit to making a huge impact around the world, everything changed because your body is always listening to what you're telling it. Your mind is waiting for you to give it jobs to do. And when we're kind of wishing for something or wanting something, it's a little bit like Christmas, You're going to wake up and maybe it will be under the tree, maybe it won't be. But when you commit to something, you are saying no ifs, no buts, no whys. I am going all in. Failure is not an option. And I know when I'm going to get something, and I can tell this by how committed I am to this particular goal. So I actually was so committed to finding my soul purpose. Now, we don't have a purpose and it's not a job, but we do have a soul contract or an archetype. And our soul purpose is the same for everybody. It's to learn, to grow, to evolve, to anchor heaven here on earth, to increase our intuition, to remember who we are. But it was like, why am I here? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? And at the time, I was working as an interior designer. I was a mum. We'd just taken on a cafe. I had a bed and breakfast. And obviously, with all that, I ended up having a burnout. And I just literally sat there and opened 5 businesses in 1 year. And I'm like, how do I not know what I'm supposed to be doing? I've been in this body for over 30 years now. I'm multi-passionate. I love everything. So how can I encompass everything I love into one thing? And I was just so confused and I was frustrated. And obviously, my husband at the time wasn't that impressed when every morning I woke up and I had a new business idea. And I kept reading things like, find your passion and you'll never work a day again. And I was like, how do I not know what my passion is? And I remember reading this story from Elizabeth Gilbert. She goes, I knew I was a writer. I always wanted to write. There's nothing else I wanted to do. And I thought, oh my God, you're so lucky. I love health and nutrition and helping people, but I just felt I'd done a lot with nutrition, but it just felt like there was a glass ceiling. And at this stage, I didn't know about the metaphysical body. I didn't know about energy healing. And I guess that's kind of where everything started. But I literally woke up every day and I was like, I wish to know what my soul purpose is. I want to know my soul purpose. Universe, whatever it is that I have to do to find this out, I'm doing this. Like my whole day was focused on finding this out. It was like Googling, what is your soul purpose? And so then obviously I came up against archetypes, and I'd worked as an interior designer my whole life. And then I kind of read the healer and I was like, I kind of resonate with the healer. But I'd helped a lot of people to the point where I'd burnt myself out. And so I was resisting being a healer because I didn't want to have that burnout again. And until I learnt boundaries, self-care, until I learned not to help people that don't want to help themselves, and I know that might sound mean, but it is actually like you really can't help anybody that doesn't want to help themselves. Until I learnt that, I wasn't confident going back into that role. So I just literally got on Google every day. It was like, how to find your soul purpose, why to find your soul purpose, what is my soul purpose? And the thing was, I was like doing all these surveys and tests, and I didn't even feel like I was getting any step closer to what it was that I wanted or was supposed to be doing. It wasn't until a friend of mine called me and she was like, oh, I used to work with this girl. She's working as a psychic now. Maybe she can help you. And I was like, a psychic? And obviously I just had this vision of that lady sitting in her tent with her crystal ball. And it's not that I didn't believe in it, but it never really occurred to me to go to a psychic. And she said, you just send her like a photo. And she does like this photo reading, and she did mine. It was quite accurate. My friend is like not spiritual at all. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. When you commit to something and you go all in, the universe is going to go all in with you. This is such a cool story. So I was like, okay, so I checked up this chick on the internet, and she lived in Australia. And to have a photo reading done, it was going to cost $40. And I was living in Germany. Well, I'm still living in Germany. And I wrote to her and I said, will you accept PayPal? And she said, no, I won't accept PayPal. I said, okay. And she said, do you have a credit card? And I said, no, I don't have a credit card. And then I was kind of thinking, how am I going to get $40 from Germany to Australia without it costing $40? And at the end of the day, if it cost $40, I would have done it anyway. In this exact moment, my mum sent me a message and she goes, so I was just cleaning up the house. I found some old lotto tickets that Grandma gave you at Christmas. You won $39. What do you want me to do with the money? I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Can you please send it to this psychic? She's going to do a photo reading for me. So my mum sent her the money, and I think I had to wait like 6 weeks for the photo reading, and it was the most, I could hardly sleep. It was like Christmas for me. When I got my photo reading back, she'd written, you're a healer, you're going to be getting into like Reiki and crystals and really into like the spiritual world. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, universe, so I'm a healer. That's cool. What am I for a healer? Because, you have Reiki, pranic healing. What else is there? Kinesiology. I mean, it's endless. Crystal healing, sound healing. So it was kind of like I felt, I'm one step closer. And as I opened the door, there felt like there was like 100 more doors in front of me. And if you just keep asking the question, you'll always get the answer. And a friend of mine recommended me a book. It's called From Dark to Light by Belinda Davidson. And she's a medical intuitive. It normally takes me about 3 months to read a book. I read this in 24 hours. I knew for the first time in my life what I was and what I came here to do. And she was talking about the chakras, stored emotions, how that's affecting your life. This was like fuel for the fire. I just couldn't believe what I was reading. I couldn't believe the way that my body was reacting to it. I was just so excited about this, and I knew with 100% certainty that is my sole purpose. That's what I want to do. If someone offered me the lotto or a chance to be a medical intuitive, I would have said medical intuitive, because it was just like, whoa, helping people on that level was just crazy to me. So I got so excited, and then obviously I went back down in the slump because, oh my God, I said I wasn't born a medical intuitive. She was born psychic. She was born intuitive. It's not for everybody. So I ended up doing Reiki and training in Reiki, which I really loved. And I was watching a YouTube video one day, and this lady said, I did Reiki and then I became medical intuitive. Here is how I developed my intuition. I was like, oh my God, you can learn this? You can actually learn this? So I literally looked this lady up online. Her name is Tinazeon. I absolutely love her. I flew to America. I trained with her. And it was just the most incredible unfolding that I'd ever experienced. I was so committed to this, I don't know if it's a job or a career, I'd say a career, that it didn't matter what happened. And what happened was my husband and I ended up getting divorced. So we'd been renovating our home for 2 years. We had this beautiful house, 3-bedroom house in this beautiful neighborhood. So I found out that he had an affair. We got divorced. We sold this house. I literally ended up moving to the city in an apartment where there was no kitchen. So I had no kitchen for like 3 months. It was really tough times. I didn't care. I did not care, because the first time in my life I knew what I was, I knew what I was here to do, I knew why I was here, how I was supposed to serve, and nothing else matters. So this is how you know how bad you want it, because you'll make a commitment when nothing else matters. Like, obviously my family talked about me behind my back, people distanced themselves from me, I was criticized, I lost friends. It was the first time in my life I didn't care. And that was so freeing. Do you know how freeing it is when you don't give a fuck what people say. It's not easy. It was a journey, but it is so, so, so freeing. So your commitment to your wishes, wants, and desires is everything in regards to getting what you want. If I have a friend who wants to lose weight, she goes, I want to lose weight, but I can't be bothered getting up early. I want to eat what I'm eating. And so like the commitment's not there. If she just said like, I'm committed to this, I'm going all in, no matter what, that would change everything. So your level of commitment is going to make a difference. There's a lot of, I don't know, I hear this sentence, oh, you don't need to work for it, it'll all just come naturally. It can happen, but it's the practice, it's the consistency, it's the rewiring of your brain, it's the relearning. This is on one level, it's work, but it's enjoyable. Like I had totally my ups and downs, excuse me, I had totally my ups and downs when it came to going on this path and becoming a medical intuitive. And I wouldn't change it for anything because it's like this journey of self-discovery as well. So it's not about just becoming the medical intuitive. It was like everything that shifted on the way, the person that I became, what I got to learn about myself, how I got to grow, how I got to develop, the people I got to meet on the way. Like there's so much cool shit that happened. When you commit, the universe loves to give, and the synchronicities and the miracles will be there for you. And there is a saying, God helps those who help themselves, and it is so true. So just trust that the universe has you. All you need to do is commit. That's all. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Feel free to subscribe. And yeah, if you have any questions around manifesting, mindset, money, or magic, just send me a DM or put a comment in the comments below. Have a beautiful day.